Now we look at accelerated pure rolling. In uniform pure rolling, we know that V and omega are constant. The condition for pure rolling is V equal to R omega. If we differentiate this equation with respect to time, you will get dV dt equal to R d omega dt. So we get A equal to R alpha. So for pure rolling, we need V equal to R omega. For accelerated pure rolling, in addition to V equal to R omega, at any instant of time, A must also be equal to R alpha. Now, to maintain this, friction plays a very important role. In some situations, friction may act in the forward direction. In some other situations, it may act in the backward direction. Or friction may even be zero. This is possible because friction is a self-adjusting force up to a certain maximum limit. Let us consider a rolling body of mass capital M, radius capital R, and moment of inertia capital I. A force is applied at the topmost point of the body as shown. Now, because that force is getting applied, that causes a linear acceleration and an angular acceleration. The linear acceleration will be given by force upon mass, A equal to F upon M. The torque that force is creating is given by F into R, and that will be equal to I alpha. So alpha will become Fr upon I. So this force by itself will cause a linear acceleration A given by F upon M, and an angular acceleration alpha given by Fr upon I. If acceleration A is less than R alpha, then to support the linear motion, friction will have to act in the forward direction. If A is greater than R alpha, then to support the rotational motion, friction will act in the backward direction. If A is equal to R alpha, then friction is not required to maintain pure rolling. Friction will be equal to 0. Let us assume that friction is acting in the forward direction for mathematical analysis. Now, these two together will cause the linear acceleration given by A equal to F plus F by capital M. Now, these two will also create a torque. So, the torque will be clockwise for capital F, anti-clockwise for small f. The torque is F minus F into R, and that is equal to I alpha. So, alpha will be equal to F minus F into R by capital I. This is equation 1, equation 2. Now, to maintain pure rolling, A must be equal to R alpha. So that is our third equation, A equal to R alpha. A is F plus F by M, and alpha is F minus F into R by capital I. So now we can solve for friction, F, small f. Cross multiply IF plus IF is equal to mr square F minus mr square small f. Take all the small f to one side. You will get F into mr square plus I. That is equal to mr square minus I into capital F. So small f is equal to mr square minus I by mr square plus I into capital F. This is the equation for rolling friction in this case. Now we have got a formula for the frictional force. If this frictional force is 0, then friction will not be required. If this friction force is positive, friction will be in the forward direction. If this is negative, friction will be in the backward direction. So we can have three cases. Case 1. If I is equal to mr square, I about an axis passing through the center of mass. If I is equal to mr square, then friction is not required to maintain pure rolling. Frictional force will be equal to 0. If I is less than mr square, then frictional force will be positive. So F is positive. That means in forward direction. If I is greater than mr square, then F will be negative. That is in backward direction. All these I is about an axis passing through the center of mass. I is equal to mr square for a ring or hollow cylinder. So if these kind of bodies are rolling and you apply a force like this, friction is not required to maintain pure rolling. I is less than mr square about an axis passing through the center of mass for disc or solid cylinder or solid or hollow sphere. In all these cases, to maintain pure rolling, friction has to act in the forward direction. For what kind of bodies is I greater than mr square, I about the center mass? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. So this is not possible. So in this kind of situation, friction will be either acting in the forward direction or it will be 0. The friction that we calculate by this formula is called rolling friction. Typically it is much less than the kinetic friction that we discussed while studying the chapter on friction. So that's why we say rolling friction is less than kinetic friction. The friction that we calculate by this formula has to be less than the static friction between this body and this surface to maintain pure rolling. In some situations, friction always acts in the backward direction. Suppose a body is rolling down an inclined plane, then friction will always act in the upward direction. If a body is rolling on a surface and we apply a force at the center of mass, then friction will act in the backward direction.